Okay, Gun Collector 007 here with a rather disturbing trend that's going on that I wanted to talk about. And I believe this is something that started on TikTok. And it's a modern variation of the old, ring the doorbell and run, or knock, knock, ditch, or whatever that stupid game was called. You know, where kids would ring your doorbell and run, and you'd go there and there'd be no one there. It turns out the new trend that people are doing is, first of all, they're doing this late at night, like at midnight, and they're wearing either ski masks or covering their face, like you see in the photo. This is an actual photo that happened to a neighbor of mine just the other night. And let's just say he's a little bit different than me, and it really scared the crap out of him. And he mentioned some really stupid things, how I don't know, ski masks should be banned, or you should have to get a background check for ski masks. And I just found that absurd. But basically, this is a warning for like parents out there that have teenagers or young adults living with them. You got to tell them to not play this stupid game, because this is going to be really a terrible disaster for someone one of these days who do that. Because evidently these two guys that I'm showing you on camera, they not only rang his doorbell at midnight, but they banged on the door, and this little guy here to the right, he was actually trying to open the door. Now, I'm not going to go into detail, but if you open the door at my house at 12 o'clock at night, let's just say it's going to be a bad situation for you, and I don't want that. That's not what I do. I collect guns and weapons and this and that. I certainly don't want to harm a teenager, that's for sure. But again, this is going to go horribly wrong, because there are some people out there, let's be honest, are a little bit trigger happy, and they almost welcome something like this happen, and I don't want that to happen. I got a beautiful Persian carpet in my foyer, and the cleaning bill to clean that up would cost me thousands of dollars to just get the blood out of it. So I don't need the hassle. So anyway, this is a warning that again, if you have kids, tell them not to do this ding dong ditch stupid game, because in these times where people are so upset and there's so much craziness going on in the world, the people are pent up. There's a lot of anger. And you're going to go into the wrong house. Someone could have an attack dog. They could be, a gun collector, knife collector, sword collector, and they could be ready for you. Personally, I got, 47 cameras around my house. I have surveillance cameras, audio cameras. I got all kinds of alarms in the house. So, good luck getting in my house, but even, better luck getting out of my house if you did come in. So that's it. But it's funny, in the local message board where this was also posted, there's such amazing views. Like, there's no reason for violence if someone did this, or no reason to even call the cops so these kids get a record. Well, again, if you just rang the doorbell, yeah, that's one thing. But if you're covering your face and you look like, a home invader like these two punks do, and then you try to open the door, by turning the handle on the lock and come in the house, now you stepped up the whole level of everything. And again, you're asking for a serious thing. Just very quickly, many years ago, 20 years ago, I had an incident where a very drunk teenager actually went into my yard, and I have monitors in several rooms, and I saw it at night, and just quickly, I basically shut off my alarm, and I went downstairs and I sat at my kitchen table with a Glock and a flashlight and a Doberman. And lo and behold, this kid actually walked through my very large backyard and opened up my sliding glass door, which I did unlock, to be honest with you. And he came in the house. Now, I could tell by the way he was walking that he looked like he was a little inebriated. So although I was well within my rights to defend myself, I shined a very bright flashlight in the kid's face, and then I gave him a slap of his lifetime. He probably still feels it on his cheek today. And I told him to call his dumbass father, and his father came over, who was a very, very wealthy guy, and he came over and he started going on how he's going to sue me for slapping his son and all this shit. I'm like, you're lucky that's all I did. I said, your son entered my house at 2 o'clock in the morning. And anyway, he left. But you know what? The next day he came back and rang my doorbell, and he gave me a handwritten letter, and he apologized. And it turned out this kid had a drinking problem, and he put him in rehab, and I think he's actually doing pretty well these days. But again, that could have been a catastrophe if I was such a hothead as I may have been many years prior to that. But I was more careful. But nowadays, again, with the state of the country like it is, this is a warning to everyone. Warn your kids not to play this dumb game. And, leave me a comment below. Let me know how you would have responded to this, or I hope it never does happen to you. All right? So just a little quick rant or whatever. I just felt like putting this out there, public service announcement. These TikTok, they make these challenges and these stupid things, and so many people get hurt and die because of this crap. It's horrendous. And this is something where you definitely will read about this, someone getting, killed probably if they continue this game. So I hope it doesn't happen, but it probably will. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.